Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the ThirdEyeCyphs. I'd like to start off this episode by saying I am so freaking sorry that this episode is going up right now. I literally was supposed to do this episode 2 weeks ago, and then again last week, or on Friday, actually, this past Friday, and so many freaking things happened. I can't even remember what happened last week. I just did not get to do it last week at all. So then I was like, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna skip this week and then I'll do it the last week of the year. And then I couldn't find my freaking laptop charger anywhere, and it was completely dead. Like, my new laptop, the battery lasts so long that I go a while without charging it, and it's fine. I've done plenty of episodes without, only on one time charging it. And within that time, the charger was somehow misplaced, and I tore up my entire house looking for it all weekend. And then I finally found it, I think yesterday, and then I was out all day, so I didn't even get a chance to do it last night. So here I am, doing it today, January 3rd of 2022, people. We are in 2022. I'm so sorry that we are doing this episode now, but it's fine, everything's fine. Everything's supposed to get to you when it's supposed to. So maybe you weren't supposed to know this then, or maybe, I don't know, you're just meant to hear it now. So here we are now, learning this stuff now. Hello, welcome. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, welcome. I'm usually not like this, just kidding, yes I am. But guys, we're in freaking 2022. It is the future, and I can't even begin to imagine what the heck is gonna happen this upcoming year. I mean, literally, I try to think what could happen, not really, but you try to plan ahead, okay, I'm gonna have this productive year, all this stuff, and that was literally me. The way I feel right now, it's probably 10 times more the way I was feeling the beginning of 2020, because the beginning of 2020, I was like, yes, it's freaking go time, let's go. And then within a month, we were in lockdown because of a pandemic. So I'm not even getting my hopes up about things, but I am, no matter what happens, I'm still gonna follow through with what I'm doing. What, they're gonna put us in lockdown again? That's only more the reason for me to do what I want to do, but who the heck knows, man? My aunt sent me a freaking article from the CDC about zombie apocalypses, and I was just like, what? Man, this freaking GOV, I can't even, guys, if you already know, if you listen to this podcast regularly, you know how I feel about these people, and I just can't. I like the way we like to low-key say things. If you guys watch Aaron Doughty, I'm not sure if Victor Odo says it, but definitely Aaron Doughty, he tries to speak this truth, right? About the GOV and what else do we call it? The WBM, World Bank Mafia. Those are our code words, and then there's fluoride serum is another code word for us for the I'm trying to find other ways to say it for the medical thing that they're imposing on us, basically. But anyways, I was listening to an Aaron Doughty video, and he's trying to say he was trying to say what happened with basically 911, the date, okay, not the freaking call, the date 911. Everybody knows what happens on that date, but he was trying to say it without saying it, because he knows that if you say certain trigger words that they tap in and they could take down your video, they could take you down, basically. So that's what I try to avoid too. But he was trying to say, when the he's making all these sounds. It was so funny. I mean, not that was a freaking that day was a joke, because it really wasn't. And coming from me, I'm from New York, okay? We take that very seriously. Literally every year, there's moments of silence at school. We reminisce on it. It's very serious in New York, and the U.S. in general. But trust me, I know, guys. So, anyways, I just thought it was funny, because then there was a video he posted on Instagram recently where somebody said, how do you feel about the current situation, in quotation marks, basically what's happening with, I guess, the GOV and the imposement of medical things. And then the way he was just trying to speak about it without saying certain trigger words, it was just so funny. I was like, that's so me on the podcast. But anyways, what the heck, there's words to this music? Okay. No, I'm not feeling the words. Sorry, guys. We're gonna have to change the music. I don't know what this is, but we'll see. Okay, so anyways, guys, this is a podcast. If this is your first time, hello again. This is a podcast where we talk about personal development, but first and foremost, spiritual realization, self-realization, the realization that the internal self is really one with the universal self. There's only one self. Is there a self? There's a concept called no self. I think this is called, I don't want to say the wrong word from it. Anatta? Let's see. No self. I'm just going to look this up real quick. No self. Anatta. Oh, I was right. Dang, girl. Okay, in Buddhism, it is called anatta or anatman. Refers to the doctrine of non-self, that no unchanging, permanent self or essence can be found in any phenomenon. So this is actually the Buddhist principle that we don't actually have a soul that reincarnates, like a stagnant soul that is unchanging. That's a very Buddhist concept. That's the only difference I would really say that's between Buddhism and Hinduism, is that Hinduism does believe there is a soul that reincarnates, a permanent self, sort of. Like there's the permanent soul, that we are the same soul, like reincarnating into different beings. And Buddhism does not believe in that, so I don't think I meant to say anatta, but it was a good try, right? But who knows, man? Like, this is why I study this, because, like, that's the only thing, like, this is not what this episode is about, so I'm not even gonna get into that, but that's something I kind of contemplate, is the self, the non-self. Oh, it's 1:32. That is a synchronistic number for me, which means I'm talking about something very seriously. Something very serious, something that is meant to be pondered upon. Anyways, is there a soul? Is there not a soul? This is a very spiritual podcast. We talk about personal development, manifestation, law of attraction, ETs, conspiracy theories, becoming our greatest versions, how we can create the greatest life there is and live our highest potential and realize our eternal truth, which is God itself. So that is really what this podcast is. That is my main job on this earth, is to help you realize your internal, your truest nature and the universe itself. Not to say that you're gonna realize the universe, because that is just like mind-blowing, but as long as you know, like, it's there, like, what's happening, that's what I'm here for. So that's what this podcast is. And I'm starting this freaking episode. Sorry, guys, I'm like kind of everywhere right now. Starting this episode, I realized that this podcast is gonna be a very unfiltered version of me. So most likely, this podcast is gonna become an explicit one. I'm gonna try not to curse as much, but if it comes out, it's fine. I'm just gonna kind of free flow with everything. I recently started back up my YouTube channel, guys. If you don't already. Right now, my channel is called World of Natalia. That's one word. I'm probably gonna change it to Natalia of Earth. So if you are listening to this right now, try looking up World of Natalia and subscribing. But if you can't find it at all, try looking up Natalia of Earth, and that's also gonna be one word. So see what happens, see which one comes up. But I just did my end of the year video. I released it on the 31st. That was mostly what I was trying to get done. More towards the end of the year, I was very slammed with things I was trying to finish up, because I did not want to enter the new year with unfinished projects. So I was trying to finish up all projects, which was my end of the year video, a book that I had like a few chapters left of. What else? Oh, that boot camp that I told you, I was redoing it with a group of girls that were also in the boot camp. I was trying to redo it, but I didn't get to do that. That's fine. What else? I was trying to finish up some other things. There was a lot of things that needed to be ended, so I was mostly cramming to finish up all that, and finally, I got to do all of that. So I'm entering this new year on a clean slate and with many ideas in mind. So I'm so excited to start back up the YouTube. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm gonna be trying to post a video every other week. I can't promise that, but at least twice a month. That's what I'm saying. So if it doesn't happen like consistently, I can promise you that it will be at least 2 videos a month, or maybe at most 2 videos a month. I'm gonna try, guys. But mostly I'm going to be putting so much into the writings of Natalia. So YouTube is like something I'm gonna be doing, but the writings of Natalia is my main thing, and then also my main Instagram too. I'm gonna start trying to put more content on. Most likely it's gonna be like reposts of what I put on the writings of Natalia. So that's kind of just like to give you an idea of what I'm working on in this new year for you guys. I have a lot of great things coming. I'm not gonna give them away, but I'm really excited for this year, guys. I hope you are too. And to finish up what we were discussing, and I think this is a great way to start 2022, is embodiment, is what I promised we would be talking about. So the last 3 episodes, we talked about getting clear. Number 1, getting clear on what we want to create for this year of 2022. Secondly, I kind of discussed shortly why New Year's resolutions don't work. I think that was a good middle point between before talking about, oh no, I'm sorry. The first thing that we talked about was letting go of 2021. I'm sorry to get you confused. Letting go of 2021, and then in the middle, why New Year's resolutions don't work. So kind of like how we can shift our focus, and before we start to imagine what we want to create and set these goals for ourselves and these intentions, we want to know why our prior intentions haven't worked and how we can change that for when we set up our intentions for this year. So if you haven't already, listen to those videos. You can listen to this episodes. If you can listen to this episode, I drank coffee today, guys. I don't know if you can hear it, but like I feel it as I'm talking. Like the more I talk, the more hyper I get for some reason. I'm not saying to listen to those episodes before this one. You can absolutely listen to this one and then go back to those. But if you would like to listen to those first, you can absolutely do that too. You can do whatever you want. It's free will. You're a sovereign being. At least we're aiming to be sovereign beings. But we really are freaking sovereign beings, and the GOV doesn't want us to be sovereign beings or know that we're sovereign beings. Anyways, not to go back into that. But so first we talked about letting go, how to let go of the past, our bad habits, the things that no longer serve us, leave it all behind in 2021. This is something you can still do, guys, if you did tend to bring them over to the new year. Some things that you're still attached to, that's fine. I recommend listening to that letting go. And I think that I didn't call that letting go. I think I called it how to be prepared for 2022. Let me see. How to prepare for 2022. Yeah, it's season 4, episode 20. And then the next one was why New Year's resolutions don't work. The one after that is how to get clear on 2022. So now that we're letting go of 2021, that we let go of the past, we know why our past intentions haven't worked. We've set our intentions for 2022. Now this is the main key, and this is how we can create it into our reality and put it into focus. And this is embodiment. Embodiment. How to embody this new version of yourself with those intentions for 2022 in mind. So that's what we're going to be talking about. I have done plenty of episodes on the topic of embodiment specifically. Not the entire episode was about it, but I scatter embodiment in probably every law of attraction episode I have done. So if you listen to any other episode based around manifestation, law of attraction, becoming your greatest version, anything around that topic, you will hear me talk about embodiment. That is such an important factor. And another important factor, now that I'm thinking that we may talk about this Friday, because I am going to do one on Friday as well, is action, because inspired action is very important. So I think we may talk about that next week. Let's see what happens. I think that's also really important. So I don't want to say that this is the final step. I think action is the final step, but embodiment is very important. So that is what we're talking about again today. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's kind of like a little intro into 2022, welcoming us into the new year. Guys, I am so happy that you are here with me. Thank you for joining. If this is your first time, again, welcome to the freaking family, the cipher family. This is a cipher. If you guys don't know what a cipher is, it kind of came from the inspiration of a rap cipher. So a bunch of people come into a group and they rap together, and that is a cipher. It's also in New York. If you smoke together with a group of people, that is also called a cipher or a cyph. So that is what I based this name off of, ThirdEyeCyphs. This is a Third Eye Cipher where we talk about spiritual topics all together. So I actually created a Telegram, guys. If I know I barely mention it, but it is called let me see. I don't want to tell you a fake name when it's not actually what it is called. Let me see. It's just called ThirdEyeCyphs, one word. And that is the Telegram. You can join it, and I will be sharing deeper information on there. Anything that I want to share with you low-key will be through there. I also have a Facebook group that you can join. I rarely post on that. Most likely I will move the things that I would post in there on the Telegram just because it's a bit more private, and I don't want to be sharing some like sneaky stuff with you if, you know, it's on Facebook. Facebook is kind of like the least trustworthy place I would post anything. So that is why I did the Telegram. It's just called ThirdEyeCyphs. You can join it. And what else? Guys, if you don't already, follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is Natalia of Earth, Natalia of Earth. Second Instagram is The Writings of Natalia. That is my business, my brand. And you will get a lot of content from me from there as well, along with giveaways, videos, live streams. You get a lot of content from me there. I'm going to try to be posting more content on Natalia of Earth this year, but most likely you will get the most out of me through The Writings of Natalia. My YouTube, World of Natalia. If you're listening to this a bit later, it probably is Natalia of Earth. I'm going to try to change all my names to Natalia of Earth because I don't really like the bunch of names and it's kind of hard to find me. So most likely my YouTube will change to Natalia of Earth. I just have to change the intro video I did because my intro video says World of Natalia and I lost the original file of the intro, so I'm gonna have to remake an entire intro that says Natalia of Earth. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But yes. Anyways. Thank you for being here, and let's get into the episode right after this.
Third Eye Cyphs. Third Eye Cyphs.
Okay, welcome back. I'd also love to give a huge shout out to our biggest sponsor, The Writings of Natalia. The Writings of Natalia is my brand, and it is a place for you to go to realize your spiritual nature. You can experience many different things. You can read a lot of intimate things that I write, realizations that I've come to, listen to podcasts, view a lot of art that I do, but also really embrace your spiritual nature through products that I offer you and also services. So I offer coaching services one-on-one, and I will meet you where you are on your spiritual journey. I can tell you how you can increase your spiritual experiences and how to really embody your spiritual practice, where your spirituality is kind of everything that happens around you in all moments of life. And it depends on really what you want out of the experience. I meet you where you are, and I can help you realize your truest nature, your highest potential, and the next steps you need to take to step into that being. So I offer those services. I also offer personal card readings where I do oracle card readings. It could be tarot as well. And I give you a really good reading depending on what you want to ask for. I also offer private yoga sessions. I do therapeutic yoga. I'm certified to teach, so I also offer that one-on-one. I also offer products for you guys to truly embrace your spiritual nature, so be it through clothing. I have a manifestation journal that's made intentionally for you to realize your manifestations by having this intentional journal and writing down your goals and intentions in it and watching them come to freaking life, because intentional journals, I think, are really important for manifesting. I mean, you can write your intentions anywhere, but if you have an intentional journal for it, it really helps it come into fruition faster. So I offer prayer journals. So many more things are going to come out soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But it's really an experience for you to fully embrace and embody your spiritual practice in your daily life, where it doesn't have to be you walking around as a freaking monk, but as a modern sage, basically. And I offer a lot of knowledge through there, and there's just so many more things coming, guys, but definitely check it out. It's called The Writings of Natalia. You can follow me on Instagram, and all of the links that I offer through the business will be on there, so definitely check that out, and thank you guys so much. Okay, so getting into this episode already, let me think of some announcements that I want to say beforehand. Oh, one thing I did want to say is, guys, I did promise, I think a few months ago, that I would try to have like a guest on every month, and then I completely broke that promise because I only had like 2 guests on since I said that. I don't want to promise that to you again because that's not my focus, is getting guests on the podcast. If I can get somebody on the podcast, I will, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to have one on every month. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because in case you guys are expecting that, I can't promise that to you. So the main announcements are that I started up YouTube again. You will get more video content from me through there. I also have a TikTok, if you guys haven't heard already. It's called Natalia of Earth. It's so cringy. I mean, I think TikTok is cringe in general, but a lot of people are on it, and anyways, not to go into that topic, but if you want to, you can follow me on there. And yeah, that's mostly it. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. Guys, if you are into Taoism, I don't know if you know this, but I live stream every Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Writings of Natalia Instagram, and we're going verse by verse of the Tao Te Ching. So I think we're up to tomorrow verse 17, I believe. 17 or 18, it might be 17. But we break down each verse so you can better understand the Tao Te Ching, or Taoism in general, and it's really deep and it's really good. So the replays are on the Instagram if you guys want to catch up, but if you would like to see me live or to dive deeper into the Tao Te Ching with me in general, I highly suggest you check it out. It's really cool, and we have really great conversations, and it's only a half hour long. I try to keep it so that you can put it within your daily routine very easily, so that's why I do it so early. I mean, for the East Coast, it might not be as early, but anyways, if you guys want to learn more about the Tao Te Ching and Taoism and Lao Tzu and Eastern spirituality and philosophy, I highly recommend you check that out. So I think that's it. The only other thing is that the I have to take it off sale. Guys, I have to take the manifestation journal off sale. If you haven't gotten one already, it is on sale right now for $11.11, and it is going to go up to $17.77, I believe. $17.77 or $17.17. I'm not too sure what I priced it at, but I forgot to take it off sale. It's on sale right now, guys. So if you're listening to this right now, go check that out, see if it's still on sale, and go grab yourself one before the price goes up. It's a really beautiful journal. I have had so many what's the word I'm looking for, like compliments from the people who have bought it already. They love the journal. So guys, get it while you can at the price that it's at. It is going up like tomorrow because I need to adjust those prices. So that is really it. That is it. Let's get into this freaking episode, guys. I'm so excited to be here. I'm also so excited to see how many people listened to last week's episode. That's a lot of people. I mean, maybe you guys replayed it or something, but that one was a really good one. And I'm so glad that you guys listened to it. I also have to leave to freaking work soon, which is crazy. I always do this right before I have to, like, run to work. Okay, so, embodiment. What the heck is embodiment, and why are we talking about this now? So, the process of becoming our greatest version is to, one, let go of the bad things and that no longer serve us. And I don't want to say bad things, but more of things that we don't want to carry on with us. The things that aren't serving us, the things that aren't helping us, the things that aren't making us feel good, the things that aren't helping us become our greatest versions at all, leaving them behind, and then starting on a blank slate. So now that we're on this blank slate, and we have our intentions of what we want to do with this year of 2022, it's time to embody that person. So, I don't know if I said this in the other one, but it's, firstly, we need to get clear on who we want to be. And I think that's what we did talk about not last week, the last 2 weeks ago. Sorry, I coughed. Who we want to be in 2022. So if we didn't do that already, this is something that we need to do, because we can't embody someone that we don't know who they are, what they do, what they want, etc., etc. So this is part of the embodiment process, is knowing what we want to embody. What type of lifestyle do we want to embody? What type of person do we want to embody? What type of lifestyle do we want to embody? So, clarity, clarity, clarity. Getting clear on who it is that we want to be, who it is that we want to become, what it is that we want to achieve, what type of lifestyle it is that we want to live. So, clarity first and foremost, but I think specifics are also very important. So let's be very specific on who it is that we want to be. So this is the first process of embodiment, is clarity, okay? We talked about clarity 2 weeks ago, and this is pushing us into this embodiment. So who must you become? Who must you embody in order to attract into your life the goals that you set for yourself 2 weeks ago, basically? So think of this person like, what do they want to do? And I've done episodes on this before, because I sound like I'm repeating myself, and I'm going to keep repeating myself, because that is the key to actually doing something. Is you have to hear it a million times to actually take action on it. That is just how our freaking brains work. So for example, you want to be, and I'm going to use an entrepreneur, for example. That's my greatest example, because that is what I'm doing. I think the best examples I can provide you is the ones that I'm doing right now. So I want to be a very successful entrepreneur. How do I imagine myself as a very successful entrepreneur? So now I'm imagining my most ideal self. The person I want to embody is the person that is already a successful entrepreneur. So somebody who's making like 1 million sales. I'm just being dramatic. 1 million sales in my business. You know, I have a lot of clients. I have a store. I have like a physical location. A lot of people know about the brand. That is just like some ideas, some things that most likely all entrepreneurs want in their business, right? They want a lot of clients. They want a lot of customers. This is just the reg, right? So my most ideal version, the person that I want to embody, is someone who is very successful already, who makes daily sales, who has regular clients, who has a lot of referrals, who has a lot of testimonials, who has been marked as somebody who really knows what the hell she's talking about and has helped a lot of people, okay? So that is my most ideal version. To kind of sum it up, I mean, to put it in more details, this is how we kind of dive deeper into specifics. So that is my most ideal version. What does she do every day? How does she wake up? How does she feel? How does she speak? How does she feel about herself? How does she feel about other people? How does she dress? What does she look like? What does her hair look like? What is her daily routine? What is her midday routine? What is her evening routine? These are when you get into the specifics. So think about your most ideal self. Let me think of another example. Maybe you want to be a successful artist, right? Let me say a musician, because a lot of people like to do music. So say you want to be a successful singer, rapper, whatever it is, right? What does that person look like to you? That person may look like somebody who gets regular streams from their music. Somebody who listens, like, I'm thinking Spotify streams, right? It says how many people listen to this monthly, and it says like 10,000 people listen to this monthly, right? That's a big goal for you. Somebody who has people that listen to their music daily, that follows them on Instagram and says, oh my gosh, I love your most recent album. People that look forward to your album, people who share your music on their story, people who blast your music in their car, somebody who makes a debut album that hits #1 charts on iTunes, okay? So this is different things that your ideal version of yourself is, right? Somebody who's a successful musician, right? Somebody who's getting a lot of listens, who's making the charts, who's having articles being written about them, who's getting photo shoots taken of them, things like that. So think of that person, that most ideal person. This can also be for, maybe you want to become a very spiritual person. Maybe you want to be a spiritual leader or a mentor, right? What is their daily routine? What do they look like? Well, they're maybe calmer. Maybe they meditate every day. Maybe they have many people who want to be around them all the time and listen to their words and their knowledge and their insights, right? Maybe you want to be an author. your most ideal self would be somebody who makes regular book sales, somebody who makes the front of the Barnes and Noble stores like new authors or best-selling, right? Maybe you want to be a New York Times best-selling author. So think about what this is for you. What does your most ideal version look like? Okay, what is that for you? Then again, breaking it down even more. How do they behave, right? How do they act towards people? How do they feel about themselves? How accomplished do they feel? How do they dress? And this could be like, well, they wear Gucci loafers, or maybe they wear a robe all the time, like a monk robe. I'm just thinking of like random things. They wear black all the time. They wear real gold all the time. Whatever that ideal self is for you, what do you imagine that as yourself? How do they show up in your life? What do they do daily? What's their daily routine? What time in the morning do they wake up? Do they exercise every day? Do they exercise 3 times a week? Do they party on weekends? Now I'm just thinking of random things. Like, do they take breaks? Do they vacation often? Where do they vacation to? And how long do they usually vacation? How many employees do you have? How many followers on Instagram do you have? How many comments on posts do you have? How many reshares, retweets, whatever do you have? What goals do they have? So maybe if they're already successful, what are the bigger goals that they want? Do they want to win an Oscar? Do you want to win what is it? A VMA? I don't know what I don't even know. I'm so outdated. Like, you know, the awards, like a music video award, MVA, right? Music video award. I don't freaking know. Basically that, like, what are their longer term goals? Do they have a mansion? Do they own real estate? Maybe you want to be a real estate agent. How many homes do you own? How many have you sold? How many clients do you have? How many clients have you helped? What are some testimonials that your clients have said or written about you, right? What kind of content do you consume? So do you read a lot of books? What kind of books do you read? How many books have you written? Do you want to write a book? Like, just things like that. So getting down to the specifics. So first step of this embodiment process is clarity, getting clear on who it is that you want to become, who it is that you want to embody, being very clear on that. So mine would be, to give you a little bit, is the most ideal version of myself wakes up at 5 a.m. every morning. And this is something that I'm starting to do, right? My most successful self that I see, she wakes up really early, easily. I wake up early now, but it's not easily, okay? I'm literally forcing myself to, and I'm so tired, and sometimes I slip up and I don't. Like today, I did not wake up early, but it was also because I went past my bedtime yesterday, which is 10 o'clock now, guys. Some of you must be like, wow, that's early, but if you wake up at 5 a.m., that's literally just 7 hours of sleep, and I notice that I'm extremely tired if I don't get 7 hours of sleep. So that's the best way that I find myself waking up early, is if I go to sleep at 10. So I went to sleep at 11:30 yesterday, I think. Oh my gosh, I have my freaking thing. Alexa, stop. Okay, hopefully she doesn't repeat herself. Okay, she didn't. Good. Sorry, I had to yell at Alexa. I have like Alexa everywhere in my house now. She's like my personal assistant, literally. Like, tells me my schedule every morning, like reminds me of my events, like things I need to do. So I find her very helpful. You might be like, dude, that's literally the government tapping into you. Like, whatever, what are they gonna say? Like, I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting here. Anyways. So I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. That is my most ideal self. Then I have my morning routine. So I have written out this entire morning routine, how long it takes, how much time I'm gonna take doing things. So this includes yoga, right? I'm gonna do yoga for 30 minutes every day. Take my vitamins before yoga. I'm going to do my daily sadhana. So I've done an episode on how to create a daily spiritual routine, but I'm also gonna be, guys, just like kind of like give you a little hint, or so I don't know what the heck you call this. I'm gonna be releasing a online course on how to create a perfect spiritual practice for yourself this year. But anyways, moving on from that, I am going to do my daily sadhana. So I'm going to chant at least 1 round of japa. I'm going to meditate for at least 10 minutes. I'm going to pray for at least 10 minutes. Whatever I have within my sadhana, I'm going to do within a certain amount of time, right? Then after that, I'm going to make food. I'm going to make breakfast for myself. So that should take a certain amount of time. I kind of timed everything so I'm my most productive. I'm going to make food. I'm going to read a chapter from the book that I'm currently reading. I am going to then move into my personal work. So then this is when I'm doing my emails, responding to emails, responding to notifications, things like that. Then I'm going to get into my serious work. So posting my daily content, scheduling my daily content, and then moving on to work. So work I need to do or get done before my actual day job. Then I'm going to go to my day job, whatever. Then I have my evening routine. This is just kind of give you an idea. I'm not going to give you the whole freaking rundown, but just to give you an idea of what I've created for myself. So I've created this entire plan for this ideal version of myself. What she's going to be doing when she wakes up, what time she wakes up, what she's going to do as soon as she wakes up, what she's going to do in the next hour, what she's going to do in the next 3 hours, how she's going to structure and plan her day, how she's going to fill out her planner. Is she going to have a planner? I bought a daily planner for myself for the entire year of 2022, which is the most productive thing that I could possibly buy for myself. I tried buying a weekly planner a few months ago, and I've been using that for months now, my weekly planner, but there's so much more things to do that I need to buy a daily planner. So the planner that I got, and this really depends, and I highly suggest it if you want to achieve your most productivity throughout the week, throughout the day, or whatever, find one that works for you. The weekly planner did not do it for me just because I have so much stuff to do throughout the day that it gets unorganized throughout the day. So I need like a whole daily schedule of like what I'm going to do on this hour, what I'm going to do on this hour. Like I need to be very specific with myself. That's just how I need to be because of my Vata energy. First of all, I'm very everywhere and I need a good structure for myself so I can get the most done. But it also has to do with like my human design, my psychology, all of that good stuff. So a weekly planner could work for you if you just need to schedule out main things that happen during the week. So what time you work every day, if you have certain events that's happening that week, birthdays, just a whole week plan. That could be very good for you. But if you run a business, for example, I highly suggest getting a daily planner, all the tasks that you need to do, your most important tasks. It really helps with organization of your day. So I suggest for anybody who wants to become more productive in your life to get a planner. Other things, embodiment. Embodiment is really getting clear on who it is that you want to embody, what it is that you want to embody. And that is being very specific. Specifics are so important, guys. And then the next step is, okay, how can I embody this person? So once you get clear on what it is, how they act, what they eat, how they dress, what is the next step that you can take in order to embody that? So that is, okay, let's say they eat healthy. Maybe you can start a meal plan. What kind of healthy foods do they eat? Do they eat salads? Do they eat their vegetables daily? Do they fast in the morning? Do they drink a smoothie in the morning? How can we move into this? So this is sort of the beginning of the action plan. Embodiment, I feel, is two different steps. Clarity and then what's a good word to say, like moving into? Well, embodying, right? Moving into the action of embodiment. We're going to be talking about inspired action next week, which is a little different than this action. I mean, action is very important, but inspired action is a little different topic. So what we're going to be talking about is embodied action today. So this is embodied action, and then next week we're going to be talking about inspired action. So the next step to embodiment is embodied action. How can you move into this version of yourself? So let's start, for me, I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. every day. In order to move into my highest version, who I see waking up at 5 a.m. every day, I need to wake up at 5 a.m. every day. So I'm going to start waking up at 5 a.m. every day, right? I am somebody who fasts in the morning, so I don't eat until, let's say, 1 p.m., right? But I drink a smoothie or a green juice. Maybe you can start buying green groceries for yourself. Maybe you need to buy a juicer so you can save yourself money on freaking not buying juices every day, but making your own juices. Maybe you can plan your week of juices so you can just juice a bunch of greens, right? And then have them in different bottles so they're already juiced for the morning, right? Maybe you create a meal plan or a healthy food plan. Maybe you work out every day. So let's say if your ideal self works out every day, maybe you need to start working out every day. So create a good workout schedule for yourself. Create a good morning routine for yourself. Maybe your most ideal self reads 5 chapters. Okay, let's shrink it down a bit. 1 chapter of a book every day. So you wake up maybe an hour early to read 1 chapter of your book every day. You need to start reading that chapter every day. So clarity is important because you need to know what you're taking action on. So once you get clear, this is taking action into that person. So more examples would be you get your most important work done between the hours of 9 and 11 a.m. Once it hits 9 a.m., maybe you set an alarm on yourself, like, time to start getting work done. Once your alarm goes off, you get to your computer or whatever it is that you do, and you start working. Maybe you put your phone on silent, and you get your most hardest work done between those 2 hours. These are just examples, guys. So, to summarize this, embodiment first is getting clear on what it is that you want to embody. Maybe it's a healthy lifestyle. Maybe it's your most ideal wealthy version of yourself, right? Maybe it's somebody who works for themselves, who is self-employed, right? Everything that they do from the morning to the end, how they dress, what it is that they wear, what do they watch on TV? Maybe they don't watch TV. What type of books do they read? Everything specific. Put it as if you are creating an entire human yourself. Then, once you get clear on that, how you can start becoming that person. So, start reading that book. Start dressing like that person. Maybe you want to wear Gucci loafers, but you can't afford Gucci loafers. Embodying the person who would wear Gucci loafers. So maybe you don't have the Gucci loafers yet. This is just a freaking example, guys. But the person that wears Gucci loafers maybe shops at fancy places. Maybe you don't have the money for that. You can just walk around fancy places or those stores. Get a feel of it. Surround yourself with that energy, right? Maybe you're somebody who goes to Beverly Hills a lot. I'm just saying because I like Beverly Hills. I do like Beverly Hills. I went there a few weeks ago. Actually like a couple months ago. I don't know why I said a few weeks ago. And so nice, guys, so nice. But for me, for example, I want to be somebody who goes to Beverly Hills or maybe even owns a house in Beverly Hills. So I'm gonna go kick it in Beverly Hills for a little bit just because that version of me, who is my most ideal, who's already extremely successful and wealthy and all the things that I want to become, I'm regularly there. So in order to become that person, I'm gonna go there regularly anyways, even if I can't buy the stuff there yet, even if I don't have this or have that or can't buy this or can't buy that, I'm still gonna be around that energy. And when I'm in that, I'm gonna be in that person. So I'm gonna act like my most ideal self. I'm gonna act like I have millions of dollars. I'm gonna act like I own a very successful company. I'm gonna act like I have Gucci loafers. I'm gonna act like I'm wearing Gucci loafers and I'm gonna feel like I'm wearing Gucci loafers even though I'm not. I don't want Gucci loafers, guys. Those things are ugly, okay? Watch me say that and then 2 years from now you see me with a pair of Gucci loafers. Only if they're cute, okay? Not the ones I've been seeing lately, they're not cute. I work in shoes, that's how I know. So that is really it, guys. That is the steps to embodiment. Getting clear on what it is, who it is that we want to embody, getting very specific on what that person is, what they're doing, how they act, how they smell, how they look, how they feel, all of that. And feeling could be they feel like they are freaking gorgeous from the second that they wake up. They feel like every man in the world wants them. They feel like every woman in the world wants them. Whatever it is, that's how they feel, and that's how you need to feel. So moving, taking that embodied action, being that person now, even though you don't see it in your actual realization, know that what you are internally is going to reflect on the outside. If you don't feel like this ideal version of yourself, it's not going to be able to reflect into your external if you don't feel like it in your internal. So you need to tune the vibration of your internal to that frequency of your most ideal self in order for it to reflect into your external reality. So tune that frequency. Be who it is that you want to be already on the inside and watch your entire life, your entire world change. This is embodiment. This is embodied action. knowing who it is, what it is that you want to embody, and taking that embodied action, being that person now, feeling like that person, dressing like that person, hanging around where that person would be, eating what that person would be, drinking what that person would be, acting like what that person would act like, right? So that is embodiment, guys. That is how you do it. If you have any questions about this and you want me to help you specifically on what it is that you want to embody, that you want to create in 2022, guys, my client list is open, guys. You can hit me up. I will take you in, okay? Just let me know what it is that you want to create this year and I will help you do it, okay? Reach out to me. If you don't have social media whatsoever, you can email me. My email is natalialee@thewritingsofnatalia.com. Again, my Instagram is Natalia of Earth. You can hit me up at The Writings of Natalia as well. And yes, I would absolutely love to help you become your highest, greatest, most intentional version of yourself ever, especially in this year. So I love you so much. Thank you for listening to this episode. Next week, we're going to be talking about inspired action, how we can actually become aware of inspired action when we need to take action. It's also going to be a lot about synchronicity too, when we know when we should be taking this action, how to know when these opportunities are here for us, and a bunch of good things like that. If you liked this episode, please let me know as well. You can write to me anytime. If you are listening to this on iTunes, and even if you're not, please give it a rating in the iTunes Apple Store. That means so much to me. It means a lot to this podcast, and it helps get this information out to other people so we can all be living our best versions ever. So please do that. Give it a rating in the Apple iTunes Store. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you have a wonderful week. I know I did this episode late. I'm so sorry about that again, and we will be doing one this Friday. So this is releasing on Monday, and you're gonna have 2 episodes in 1 week. So I will talk to you guys Friday. I hope you start creating and embodying who it is that you want to be today. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Peace.
Hari Om. This episode has been brought to you by the writings of Natalia.com. Jai Ma.